telling his stories to help you reborn. There was a small village, beautifully surrounded by rolling hills, and in it lived an old woman known for her unwavering positivity. Even during the harshest winters, a smile graced her lips. One blustery day, a storm of epic proportions rolled in. The villagers, filled with dread and fear, rushed to their homes. As the wind howled and rain lashed against the windows, a young man, worried sick about his crops, raced to the old woman's house. "We are doomed," he cried. "The storm will destroy everything." The old woman sat calmly, sipping her coffee, and said gently, "Perhaps you're right, but even storms bring something good. Look for the sunshine after the rain." The young man scoffed, but seeing her unwavering faith, calmed slightly. The next morning, the storm had passed. The village was a mess, but as the young man surveyed his land, he gasped. The fierce winds had dislodged a large rock, revealing a hidden spring of water. With this newfound source of water, his crops would not only survive but thrive. The young man rushed to the old woman, his face beaming. "You were right, grandmother. The storm brought us a gift." The old woman smiled and said, "Remember, dear one, even in the darkest of times, there is always a reason to find hope." This is a beautiful story teaching us that no matter what adversities are thrown at us, we just got to stick to it. We just got to hold on to it. Panicking will only make the things worst. The two things, the perspective that we can have here is this. We have two options when something tragical or maybe something challenging, adverse situation happens, crisis happens in our life. There are two options we always have, or two perspectives which we can look upon. Number one, we need to ask ourselves, looking at the situation, is this situation controllable or uncontrollable? If the situation is controllable, if it is in our control, we must take actions. We must do something. By taking actions, we must try to deal with it. We try to correct it. Whatever actions, if the situation is controllable. But let's say if the situation is uncontrollable, the second option. For example, the wind, the rain, you can't stop the rain, you can't do anything, like the story says. When the situation is uncontrollable, you just got to trust the higher energies. Trust the Lord. You got to surrender the higher energies. And when you surrender, just know things are going to get better. There's going to be pain for some time, but there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. So that's the most beautiful thing. We all must learn that no matter what happens, just trust the process. Allow things to happen. When things are not in your control, when things are uncontrollable, just trust the higher energies. अगर मन का हो तो अच्छा, ना हो तो और भी अच्छा. If something is happening according to our will, it's great. If something is not happening according to our will, then it is even more greater because it is happening to His will. Because that Lord, we only know the small next day, next month, next year, maybe next decade what we have to do. But the Lord, the Creator, He knows the entire blueprint of our life, not only for this life, but for the lifetimes to come. So when the things are controllable, take actions. But if the problem you have, the situation is uncontrollable, just surrender the higher energies and just know, जो भी होगा मस्त होगा. मन का हो तो अच्छा, ना हो तो और भी अच्छा. This is Sadhosh, and thanks for watching. And just know that you are a gift to the world.